Welcome to DCTV. I'm John Zagronik, and this is the news you need to know on campus and beyond for Monday, March 14th. Ontario's police watchdog is investigating a shooting that took place Sunday night. Police were called to Leslie Station around 11 p.m. when it was reported that two men were fighting. One of the men fled into a nearby park where he was confronted and shot by a police officer. The man was rushed to Sunnybrook Hospital where he was pronounced dead. The official statement from the SIU claims that the man was fatally shot by the police. Investigations into the confrontation are still underway by the SIU. Ontario's Liberal government is planning a new legislation in an attempt to increase the number of affordable housing communities. The legislation would allow municipalities to establish inclusionary zoning policies which would require new housing proposals to include a certain percentage of affordable units in order to be approved. While this move will open up more affordable housing options to Ontario citizens, Municipal Affairs and Housing Minister Ted McKeon says that it might increase the price of condos. This announcement is part of Ontario's long-term affordable housing strategy, which will have a budget of $178 million over the next 3 years. Well, the end of school is quickly approaching, which means the fine arts graduates will be holding their annual showing at the Robert McLaughlin Gallery. We go to Scott McLeaven at the gallery with more.
Today we are at the Robert McLaughlin Gallery in Oshawa, which will soon be where the Durham College fine arts students have their end-of-year showcase. A few of the students were here to see the location, and I asked them a few questions about how they were feeling as the gallery approaches. How excited are you to do this gallery?
I'm excited because it's a good opportunity to show my work to a lot of people that I've yet to meet.
What art style are you planning to do for this gallery?
I'm painting. I'm doing some paintings, portraiture.
Work almost entirely in acrylic paint, but I like to sort of make the acrylic feel more like watercolor. So the way I work is everything looks sort of soft and dreamlike and very smooth, and it's supposed to be uplifting and it's supposed to bring happiness to people who see it. I certainly hope so. I'm halfway done, but we're a little more than halfway through our time, so gotta get that last half done pretty quickly. We'll see what happens, hopefully. Don't really have a choice. I think it's a pretty big opportunity. Personally, I really don't know how I would have an opportunity like this aside from being in college. I'm not really the sort of person who puts my work out there.
This is an amazing opportunity for these young artists. The gallery opens to the public on March 31st. For DC News, I'm Scott McElveen.
With March break upon us, the OPP is taking this week to crack down on distracted driving. The OPP has released a statement claiming that 69 people were killed in crashes with the fault of distracted driving last year, with about 20,000 distracted charges being laid over the past 3 years. The OPP hopes that this crackdown will help raise awareness about how serious distracted driving is and the threats associated with it. The OPP is even going as far as creating the hashtag #IPromise on social media, encouraging drivers to promise to keep their eyes on the road. Last week's state dinner had our own Prime Minister being toasted by the President of the United States. At the annual White House State Dinner, the two leaders kept things light, firing friendly comments to each other and taking shots at humor where they could. President Obama got some rather strong laughs when he revealed that he thought of serving poutine, a 2-4 of beer, and double-doubles for dinner. The Prime Minister shot back, commenting on how he hoped his gray hair would come in slower than the President's. All jokes aside, the night was a rousing success, with Prime Minister Trudeau and President Obama assuring us that Canada-U.S. relations are as strong as ever. And that is your news for today. Up next, we've got all of the latest sports highlights with Josh Benoit. Josh?
Thanks, John. Tennis player Maria Sharapova has been banned from professional tennis after it was revealed that she failed a drug test. She had apparently tested positive for meldonium for years, even after it was banned in January. Francis Christina Milatovic said she was speaking for everyone when she said all players are saying she's a cheater. The Leafs shut out the Wings last night in a 1-0 game in Detroit. The victory is being attributed to goaltending of Jonathan Bernier, making this his 12th career shutout. The Leafs scored 1 goal in the second period, which ended up leading them to victory. This brings their record to 13-21, which, while not being the greatest overall, it still keeps them from the bottom of the league. Alberta tops Newfoundland for the Brier title. The team led by Kevin Coe defeated Newfoundland and Labrador's Brad Gushue 9-5 on Sunday night to win his 3rd Tim Hortons Brier title. Coe was aggressive from the start and forced Gushue to jump on the defense early, making for a tense game that was definitely worth the watch. Intramural sports are currently taking place at Durham College. Mike Major has more on the process.
Intramural sports. Some of you may be wondering what they are.
Intramural sports are organized sports, like in an institution like UIT and DC, where you have a bunch of students just playing sports against each other.
UIT and Durham College have teamed up to create an intramural sports league, where it's more than just having fun.
So that's been pretty good, actually. You can practice, play with other guys you never played with before, strengthen your skills. It's pretty good.
With sports including badminton, basketball, cricket, flag football, ice hockey, volleyball, soccer, squash, and tennis, there's a sport for everyone to play and enjoy. Each sport has its own referees to ensure that the games are played fair and that no one is injured during play.
And we have two categories, like we have recreational and competitive. So if you're in competitive, you want to win something, whereas recreation is to play with your friends.
Two categories made for the competitive and the recreational athlete.
Intramural basketball. It's fun, you know. Me and my friends been playing it for a couple of years, high school, elementary. It's fun.
It's fun. For only $20, each student will receive their 1 hour of daily physical activity that is needed. They will receive this hour in a fun manner that will create memories and bonds that will last a lifetime. For DCTV, I'm Mike Major. Have a wonderful day.
Johnny Football, the often talked about but rarely seen quarterback, may be headed to the CFL. After many failed attempts to break into the Cleveland Browns starting lineup, the troubled young QB may be down to his last option, looking up north to the CFL. Generally, when NFL players come up here, it's not for good reason. Play-in games for the 2016 NCAA tournament start on March 15th, and the actual tournament starts on the 17th. Canadians Jamal Murray from Kentucky, Deshaun Pierre from Dayton, and Kyle Wilcher from Gonzaga will be representing Canada in the tournament. Other Canadians to watch for include Xavier Rathan-Mays, Dylan Brooks, Chris Boucher, Dylan Ennis, Dwayne Notice, Jalen Poyser, and Chris Ege. And that just about wraps it up for sports, but don't go anywhere. Avery Batho joins us now with all the names and news from the world of entertainment. Avery?
Thanks, Josh. In the weekend's entertainment news, singer Ariana Grande joined the elite fraternity of stars to sing the host and the music guest on Saturday Night Live. The pint-sized pop star received rave reviews for her impersonations of Britney Spears, Whitney Houston, and Jennifer Lawrence. The Canadian Screen Awards were held last night in Toronto and were hosted by Canadian comedian Norm Macdonald. The big winners of the night were dramatic show Room and comedy show Schitt's Creek, each taking home 9 awards. Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara both won Best Comedic Actors and highlighted the night with their tribute to their former SCTV castmate and late comedian John Candy. The South by Southwest Music, Film, and Interactive Festival kicked off this weekend in Austin, Texas, with keynote address by President Obama. The festival highlights the newest gadgets in technology, upcoming film releases, celebrity parties, and the hottest bands in the world. Some of the stars appearing at the festival include Jake Gyllenhaal, Judd Apatow, and Snoop Dogg. The Photo Olympics took place in Toronto this weekend, where participants took different photos and selfies around the city to compete for Raptors tickets and other awesome prizes. DCTV's Ryan Cowan has more on the story.
Ryan, thank you so much for coming. It's great having you here. Our event is called the Photo Olympics, as you mentioned. It is a selfie challenge across downtown Toronto. All proceeds from today's event will go to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society of Canada.
Hi, I'm Sarah Edney. I'm Courtney Bertrand. I'm Jamie Rattray. I'm Bree Mestel. And we're really excited to be here today at the Photo Olympics and support such a great cause. And watch out, teams, because we're ready to win.
This charity is very close to our hearts, especially mine. I am a blood cancer survivor of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. I've been cancer-free for 7 years, so this is a great way of celebrating. Winners from today's event will receive Raptors tickets as well as some amazing prizes.
Sick Kids was one of the places that you had to take a selfie at. There is also a raffle, a silent auction, and after, people got together to enjoy some food and beverages. In downtown Toronto, with DC News, I'm Ryan Cowan.
In box office news, the big winner this weekend was Zootopia with a whopping $50 million, followed by second-place sci-fi thriller 10 Cloverfield Lane, and rounding out the top 3 and losing a little bit of their superpowers is Marvel Comics' Deadpool. If you're looking for something to do this weekend in town, Vancouver-based pop punksters Marianas Trench are in Oshawa at the GM Center on Saturday with special guests Walk Off the Earth. Tickets are still available at the box office. And that's a wrap for entertainment. Now let's send it back to John for the final word. John?
Thank you, Avery. So that is your news on campus and beyond for March 14th. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at DC Broadcasting or check out our website at dcbroadcasting.ca. Thanks for watching and have a great day.